Work with me to find the missing addend. I have three numbers, 4 and 5 hundredths, 4 and 25 hundredths, and 2 and 45 thousandths. These three plus the missing addend will give me a grand total of 15. So in order to find that missing addend, the first thing I'm going to do is add up all three of these numbers. You can go ahead and add these on your own as well. So go ahead and do that now. You can pause the video, then come back to check if you came up with the same answer as I did. As we add decimals, it's very important that you line up the decimals so that you don't get confused with any of the digits in the place value spots. If you notice, this last number, 2 and 45 thousandths, is the only number here that has a digit in the thousandths place. I'm going to go ahead and change that so that it makes it a little bit easier for me to see what I'm doing. But before I do that, I want to make sure that my sum has the decimal in the right spot. Here I'm going to tack on a 0 in the thousandths spot, and then a 0 in this thousandths place so that I can see exactly what I'm adding. I have 5 thousandths. In the hundredths place, I have 14 hundredths. And in the tenths place, I have a 3. When I add up my whole numbers, I get 10. So the sum of those three numbers is 10 and 345 thousandths. This plus the missing addend is going to give me a grand total of 15. So in order to find my missing addend, I'm going to drag my 15 over here and subtract the sum of those three numbers, which was 10 and 345 thousandths. So 15 minus 10 and 345 thousandths. Before you work this out on your own, let's do what we did when we added the decimals. Oops, excuse me. Yeah, I was about to add them and we want to subtract them. Anytime you're adding or subtracting decimals, you want to make sure to line up the decimal points as well as have the same number of digits in each place value spot. If you notice though, 15 does not have a decimal point, so I'm going to put a decimal point right there, tack on a 0 in the tenths place, which does not change the value of 15. I'm also going to tack on zeros in the hundredths place and the thousandths place. That way I can regroup a little bit easier because I know I'm going to regroup since I've got 0 thousandths minusing 5 thousandths. So I'll need to go to the hundredths place, but that's also a 0. So I'll move to regroup from the tenths place, which is also a 0, meaning I'm going to have to start here at the ones place. So instead of 5 ones, I'm going to regroup that to 4 ones and 10 tenths. I need to regroup my 10 tenths into 9 tenths and 10 hundredths. Since I still have 0 thousandths here, I'm going to need to regroup from the hundredths, giving me 9 hundredths and 10 thousandths. Now I'm able to subtract from the thousandths place. So 10 thousandths minus 5 thousandths equals 5 thousandths. 9 hundredths minus 4 hundredths equals 5 hundredths. 9 tenths minus 3 tenths equals 6 tenths. Bring my decimal point straight down. And 14 minus 10 is 4. So my missing addend is 4 and 655 thousandths.